meeting to order. Bill Ernst will not be, we'll do the roll call, of course, but Bill Ernst can't be here tonight, and Gary Bailey just gave me a message he cannot be here. So, but Judy, if you'll do the official roll call, please.
Bill Ernst, John Dooley,
Here.
Gary Bailey, Deborah Potter,
Here.
Kevin Whipple.
Here.
That's our roll call. We have the agenda in front of us here. Anybody have anything to add or modify on the agenda? If not, I'll accept a motion to accept the agenda as published.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as published.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. In the minutes, Judy gave us the minutes, I guess revised minutes, right? And everybody had a chance to look those over. Any discussion about the minutes before we entertain a motion to accept? If not, I'll entertain that motion.
Motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And we have the financial report that was sent to us. Right there, we have 3 accounts, and anything we need to go over about the accounts, or just as published right there?
Yeah.
Okay, they were emailed to us, and we have the 3 accounts. Any questions or comments about those? Okay. So we'll proceed to old business here first. So we'll call up John Feister just came in, so we'll put him to work right away. John's engineer from the engineering firm Butler Fairman Seifert, who controls our airport development.
Yes.
John, you're up to bat.
I held John up, so I apologize for
I was
that.
here in the building, but somebody stopped me.
Can we charge him for that 5 minutes?
Sure.
Jim?
Yeah.
Charge him for that 5 minutes? Sounds great. I have agendas for you guys. It's, as far as documents, it's pretty light, but I'll at least give you an agenda. You can see what you're looking at.
Thank you, sir.
Is it the same one you emailed, or?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So
And
you
we
got
had an amended one, right?
there is an amended one, yep. I went
Okay.
ahead and added an action item, and
Thank
we're
you.
gonna talk about that.
Okay.
All right, so first and foremost, your instrument approach procedures did publish on July 11th, so you now have RNAV GPS approaches for both ends of the runway, which is good news. That means corporate business traffic will come to the airport because they have an instrument approach they can follow. So that followed schedule, which was good. The other good news item is that of the 2 grants that we were requesting closeout for the runway project, we did receive payment on AIP 20. We got that closeout release on July 12th. So now we are just waiting on the closeout for AIP 21, which reimburses you approximately $85,000 to $90,000. That's the final payment for the runway project. Once you have that payment, the runway project is done. There's nothing else left on the runway project. So, almost there. No update on the land acquisition grant fiscal year 23. The closeout letter is requested for your fiscal year 24. Your MPE funds for land acquisition, grant applications in. The latest we've heard from the FAA is that announcement should come in August. Again, that's just your MPE funds, so that one's pretty straightforward. So moving down to the bill, bipartisan infrastructure law, that is the grant application for the ADJOURN project. We submitted that after the last board meeting, or at the last board meeting, so that was submitted at the beginning of July. And this is the project that has a total cost of $768,000, and your funds available right now for the project are $498,000. So I went through an exercise with Dr. Dooley here and Amy to talk about the funding for that project, and I just want to kind of revisit to that because there is a chance your grant for that project will come in the month of August, and at that time you'll have to accept the grant offer if it's made available, which is going to commit you financially to the project. So, and I don't know if Amy has more to say about this, maybe, maybe not, but essentially where we're at in August of 2024 is that you have $498,000 available that's in the grant application we applied for. Again, the total project cost is $768,000. That includes construction and design and inspection. That's your all-in project cost. Construction is anticipated to take place in 2025, the summer of 2025, which is also when you are anticipated to receive your second and third round grants for the project, which would take your project funds available up to $748,000. And then fiscal year 26 is when you get your final grant for the remaining $20,000 for the project. So what that means essentially is at the same time construction takes place, you're also waiting for the second and third round of funding for the project. So there is a window where you could have costs incurred that exceed the funds available by as much as $270,000 until you get your second and third grant. I think that would be a very short window. You're only talking a month or two. Again, I don't know exactly when the grants will come out or exactly when all of the construction costs will be incurred, but that is the maximum amount of money that would have to be covered out of pocket that Amy and Dr. Dooley and I talked about. The longer term is the $20,000 because, again, I think all of your costs incurred for the project would be complete once construction wraps up, which would probably be August or September of next year, and you wouldn't be getting your fiscal year 26 bill grant until probably August of 2026. So you would have about 12 months there where you would need to cover $20,000 before getting reimbursed if you wanted to pay all your bills. So I don't know if the board has a plan in place yet to potentially cover a maximum $270,000 out of pocket before getting reimbursed, or even a smaller amount of $20,000. But I need to make you aware of that before we discuss the action item related to the project tonight. So the action item would be a board action to approve the notice of award to the project pending receipt of the grant. So if the grant comes in the month of August, that would tell us we're getting funds for the project, and we would go ahead and award it to the contractor so we can lock in their bid price from the bid opening we had at the beginning of July. But again, once you accept the grant and you issue the notice of award, you are financially committing yourself to pay the $768,000. So, is there any questions on that?
Any questions for John? Any discussion?
And you don't have to pass a notice of award tonight. We can do it next month. I don't think the contractor, the contractor legally has to hold their bid for 60 days, and we open bids on July 1st, so that would be right around, just after the 60-day bid hold would be the September board meeting. And the market is not as volatile as it was a few years ago, so I don't think they would drop their bid hold on day 60. So you don't have to take any action tonight, but
We got a plan for the 270,000 if we need to for a short time.
That's what we have been working out. We discussed it with Amy, and we're working on a plan for that. We have several different things we're working on, and because it's not finalized, it may be best to table this till next month anyway. I know it's an action item for this month, but if anybody else feels or has any other questions about that.
So we know.
Table it, okay,
We get a plan, yeah.
sure.
okay. Yeah, my advice would be to make sure you have one in place by the next meeting, because at that point you will have to make a decision on accepting the grant. Okay, the last item there, item number 5, the airport terminals program. It's ATP grant program. It's just a different pot of money that's related to the bill law for terminals and tower programs. Obviously, you guys don't have an air traffic control tower, but we did submit a grant application for the terminal building that we've discussed previously. So the total amount there was $2.7 million. Your local share would be $135 These are not guaranteed funds, and this is an extremely competitive program. The ask on the funding is in the billions, and the funding available, I think, is about 250 million. So it's kind of like playing the lottery. So the odds of receiving that grant are pretty low, but you won't receive the grant if we don't submit the application for you. So we did submit the application, but I wouldn't. When you're doing budgeting purposes, that local share of 135,000 is not likely. So just wanted to point that out. I do have a copy of that application if anyone wanted to see it, and then I also did bring a copy of the financial stuff that Dr. Dooley and Amy and I talked about, if anyone wants to look at that.
You emailed that about what you just talked about, did you not?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was also in my
About
report.
their port terminals program? Okay.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
So that's all I have this evening.
Anybody have anything else for John? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Takes us to our next item of new business, our airport manager, Jerry Schreiber. Jerry?
Well, I'll say we have 9 people on the list waiting for hangars right now. The other thing I can talk about is the security cameras have been installed as far as the original agreement for having them installed. They're not necessarily working correctly yet, and I gotta get the guy back out there and see where the bug's at on that. I can't get them to download to my camera or to my phone unless I'm standing in the terminal building. And then sometimes they don't work either. So that being said, there are some areas of the hangars that are not being seen on a camera. And if we wanted to extend to more cameras, they said we would have to have a separate quote for that to work. We couldn't just go and add an extra camera for so much money while they were there. It'd have to be a whole new bid. So we'd probably be thinking about that down the road here if we want to do that or not. And other than that, I really don't have anything else to report.
Okay. Anything else for Jerry? All right, Jerry, thanks. Next item on new business, approve the payment of bills. Amy just got some late, of course, this is the first of the month, so she's scrambling to get these to us. She added a couple of things here. She just gave us there's 2 items on this list that were not on what was emailed to us. Great Plains and the Greensburg water was just added. So you can pencil those in on the, and I'll fill those in later on the spreadsheet, but those items are added to what we got on our email for the bills. And you'll see the bills in front of you right here. Anybody have any questions about the bills or any discussion before we move to vote to pay? I think you might see new is First Financial Bank. That item is new. We got Jerry, instead of having to reimburse Jerry for little things, he's got a debit card, and you can see just got some things that he needs around the airport. That's what that item is for. It's got to be handier, I guess, on Jerry.
It makes it a lot easier on me.
Sure. If there's no questions or discussion, I'll entertain a motion to pay these bills as presented.
Yeah, I just make a comment about
Yes.
the insurance bill drastically increased.
It's a different item. You're looking at the September 2023.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a different, the spreadsheet only goes back 14 months, but yeah, it's not going from 2,000 to 6,000. That's a different insurance. Good pickup though. In other words, that says for property, top item, property and auto insurance, and that's our property insurance there. So
So that is for a year, correct?
yes.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the bills as.
Submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's passed. So we'll pay our bills. This will be a rather short meeting tonight. Any comments, first of all, from the board members? or anybody from the, not on the board, anybody from the audience have any comments regarding the airport? If not, our next meeting will be on September 5th. Again, we meet on the first Thursday of the month, which this month happened to be the first day of the month. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn and meet on September 5th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
And we'll wish Godspeed to Bill. Hope he gets better. And Gary will be here next month. So all in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.